Yo, what's up guys? You got Pokegame here, and today I'll be talking about Pokemon Home, which is basically Pokemon Bank. So it's a way of transferring your Pokemon into Sword and Shield, and a storage system as well that lets you hold your Pokemon. It's a little bit more than that as well, so it kind of expands on Pokemon Bank. In this video, I'll be discussing, I'm using Cerebi.net, by the way, always Cerebi.net. But we're going to be discussing the features, the subscription plans, like the actual transferring Pokemon. But also, real quick, before we get into any of that, I want to give my thoughts on Pokemon Home coming out and what it means for the metagame. So, of course, if that's something that interests you, feel free to listen. Otherwise, feel free to get off this video and go on with your life. But, I mean, in reality, that's it, right? But anyway, so Pokemon Home Pokemon Home coming out. I'm sorry, I was thinking about Spider-Man Homecoming. But Pokemon Home coming out means that a lot of Pokemon are going to have access to Knockoff again and Toxic. Knockoff is pretty big for Pokemon like Weavile and obviously Bisharp, though Throat Chop is not bad on Bisharp since it's a lot more spammable than Knockoff in a sense after the first initial turn. Just in that example, this gives Bisharp a way of hitting Seismitoad for consistent damage, whereas Knockoff would be stronger on the first one and then weaker on the second one, because we know that Knockoff goes from its normal base power to like 90-something base power on the initial hit, right? If you have an item. So obviously Throat Chop overall is a little bit more consistent with that. Another big thing is Toxic being on a lot of Pokemon. Currently in the metagame, the Pokemon that actually have Toxic in the OU tier are, like, the main ones that come to mind when I think about this are like Mandibuzz and Seismitoad, but one Pokemon doesn't have it, and this kind of threw off its defensive sets that actually made it very broken and banned previously twice, and that's Aegislash. Obviously, the Aegislash set that we're used to right now are the Choice Specs and the Choice Band versions of Aegislash, because they hit incredibly hard. Steel Beam and Close Combat are great additions, both on the physical and special side. And obviously, just nice and spammable, right? So even like Aegislash having a lowered attack and, just lowered stats this generation, it's still solid because of those higher base power moves. But the set that was really nasty on Aegislash back in the day was Sub-Toxic King Shield, right? And then Shadow Ball, Flash Cannon, whatever your other move was. But this set was so cool because it allowed, no matter what Aegislash was running, to beat its natural counters, like Mandibuzz, for instance. So I don't have to hit it with a Choice Band Head Smash or, a Spec Steel Beam to deal with Mandibuzz. So I think that Toxic is going to be a big addition to Aegislash. Obviously, with the King Shield nerf, some people were thinking, well, people aren't going to use King Shield now, but I think it's more so along the lines of there's not very many sets that can abuse King Shield very well, but Sub-Toxic King Shield, phenomenal on Aegislash, obviously. So that's a big thing with Toxic coming back. Another thing is that we'll be having the, the hidden abilities of certain mons coming back as well, because what I'm assuming this allows you to do is we'll be able to transfer in those Pokemon, right? So one that comes top of my head, obviously this isn't a big impact in at least the OU metagame, but Liepard coming back and having its Prankster, I think would be pretty cool, at least for lower tiers. Weather might be something, as well as in Draft League. But that's just an idea of something I had in mind. And what I'm really hoping is we get Melmetal, man, because I really just want to click Double Iron Bash with that bad boy. But I don't know exactly how that's going to work, right? I'm not 100% sure on how that is going to work with what Pokemon will be available in the game and whatnot. Obviously, we know X is in the code. Like, we know like Kyurem and whatnot are in the code, but those aren't probably coming out until the November DLC and whatnot. But in terms of how it's going to change the metagame, I do just want to add that Pursuit and Hidden Power should still not be in the game. I saw some people in like earlier videos talking about, oh, I can't wait for Pokemon Home comes out so I can use Pursuit Tyranitar and, my Hidden Power Ice, whatever, to deal with, I don't even know what's running around right now, the Hidden Power Ice, bro. There's no Gliscor, no Garchomp, no Landers. But yeah, those are not coded into the game. They're gone. So I'm assuming it'll be sort of similar to like when you transfer Pokemon before from like, I don't know, Fire Red or whatever into your Diamond Pearl Platinum game, and and they just remove the HMs on them, right? Because they weren't able to transfer them back in the day. I forgot how they did it, but I'm just assuming those moves it would be something similar like, oh, this Pokemon has a move that it cannot have. Would you like to erase Pursuit? Would you like to erase Hidden Power? And then we go forward with that. So obviously Pursuit not coming back, which I'm assuming that's how they're going to do it, because again, it's not coded into the game itself. It's still big. Ghost types will still be pretty strong in general. And I don't think the distribution knockoff is going to be that huge for everything. Although I do think that Toxic on the bulkier side is going to be great, especially for Pokemon like Umbreon, for instance. Heal Bell as well for Umbreon is going to be a big one. And Umbreon obviously is a staple in UU right now as a special wall. So those are going to be pretty big additions for that. And I'm excited to see how the metagame shifts, because just Pokemon getting moves and abilities that they don't have currently is going to be nice. So we'll see a little shift in how things end up going. But right now, let's just get right into Pokemon Home and talk a little bit about the features about it. And again, I'll give my thoughts. So, okay, I'm assuming you guys can't hear that, but the app basically has a free plan and a premium plan, and we'll talk about the subscription plans right here. So I'll just read what Cerebi has to say and then give my thoughts after. Pokemon Home, as a successor to Pokemon Bank, is a subscription service to allow for players to store as a cloud service, but Pokemon Home adds far more to Pokemon Bank. With this, it has a free variant that allows for players to be able to utilize the app's feature for free while paying a subscription if they wish to do more. The price between subscriptions varies depending on the platform purchase, but is shared between it if players log into the same Nintendo account on each service. So that's cool, because you can do Pokemon Home from your Nintendo Switch as well as your phone. So as long as you're sharing the same Nintendo account, it's fine. But anyway, the subscription cost, where are the prices here? Why is the UK, what? Okay. Anyway, it costs for a year $16 in America, and obviously there's these other ones right here. So let's talk about the subscription benefits, and then I'll give my thoughts on this as a thing. But the free plan, which is allows you to store 30 Pokemon. What the hell, man? A Pokemon box, whatever. Whereas the premium gives you 6,000, which I believe was double that of Pokemon Bank. You can trade your Pokemon, yes. National Pokedex, yes. So you can obviously have all your Pokemon in there. Pokemon deposited, Pokemon in Wonder Box, 3 Pokemon versus 10 at once. Pokemon deposit in GTS, and I'm so excited about the GTS, and we'll talk about that when we talk about the features, but man, I'm excited. So you can have 1 Pokemon at once, you can have 3. Room trades, participate only, or host and participate. Pokemon bank transfer, no. Premium subscriptions, yes. IV Judge, no. Premium subscription, yes. So this is my biggest issue with this. The Pokemon bank transfer is a no if you do not pay for the premium subscription. Now, $16 a year is not that expensive. Sure, that's not the point of what I'm trying to say. That's whatever, man. Yeah, even as a kid, you know, if I clean and asked my mom to give me $1, you know, I could save that up, 16 weeks if I got $1 a week, you know, if anything like that. But that's not the problem that I have with this. The problem that I have with this is that the ability to transfer from Pokemon Bank, which you already have to be having a subscription for, right? It's a paid service, if I'm not mistaken, is not free. Or not necessarily free, but there's no plan here for just that, right? Like, what if you don't? And I saw this over Twitter as well, and I did agree. I can see where the people are coming from. What if you don't want to do all these additional features? What if you just want a basic plan that lets you transfer your Pokemon that you've been transferring for years all the way up to Pokemon Bank into, Pokemon Home? And I do understand, like, what if you want, like, pay like $5 a month, similar to whatever Bank was, and I want to be able to transfer my Pokemon there into Pokemon Home. What if I don't want these additional features and I don't want to pay $16 a year? And again, I'm not saying that's like $16 a year it's not the point, like that number, but it's just, what if you don't want those additional features? Why can't I have this? And I think that's kind of sucky for the people that have to pay already for Pokemon Bank and then want to transfer to Pokemon Home, that they are forced to pay that full amount for everything. What if they necessarily don't? What if they just want the storage? That way they're able to use those Pokemon in Sword and Shield and future games when ready, right? Maybe they don't want to play these games. Maybe they don't want to do the GTS. Now, I feel like if you don't want to do the GTS, you ain't living, but that's my personal opinion on that. So I do wish that there was tiers for the subscriptions. And by tiers, I don't mean the 1 month, 3 month, and 12 month, but that either gave you a very, like, obviously there's basic and premium, but give me basic bank transfer as one, that I can pay a smaller fee to just do that and not use the additional stuff from the app itself. I do feel like that would be good, And I think that also would, I don't think there's much to complain with this service, period. I think the additional stuff is really cool. But personally, I see where people are coming from when they say that. So I do agree with that. But that's my main issue, I suppose. And let's talk about the features in Pokemon Home. This is pretty cool. So the first one is obviously the National Pokedex. People, you'll be able to put all your Pokemon in this game, right? So Pokemon Home contains a full Pokedex. This Pokedex will get filled as you connect with your games and share the game's Pokedex. It's also, I like how Sarah B put it for versions for the Nintendo Switch and mobile, because again, there's two. This includes every single form, including Mega Evolution and Dynamax, which is pretty cool. I personally think that Mega Evolution should be considered Pokemon at this point. Like, when I think of Mega Garchomp or Mega Latios, right, I don't think of regular Latios or Latios. I think of immediately those forms, right? Mega Manectric is completely different than regular Manectric. So I do feel like they should have been their own Pokemon at this point, and I personally would have loved to have them in Sword and Shield as well, but as their own Pokemon, not just Mega Ball, but literally as their own Pokemon. This can be sorted, show shiny variants, games you found it in, and list the Pokedex entry. In the mobile version, you have the ability to see a Pokemon's abilities and moves as well, which I also think is a pretty cool thing. I think it's interesting that they're differentiating the Nintendo Switch and the mobile version of it. I'm not 100% sure yet how I feel about that, but I have to think about that a little bit. So I do think it's cool though that you'll be able to see everything and see the Pokemon's moves and abilities as well. To expand on that, I don't think it's as detailed as something like Showdown, or not even Showdown. I don't know if you guys remember the Pokemon Online, which was another thing, the before Showdown, right? What is it? Pre-successor? Is that what it's called? So whatever. Pokemon Online was a way, and it showed you when you were looking through the Pokemon's moves, it actually said this was an egg move. This is a TM from Gen 4 or whatever like that. I would love Pokemon to, when it shows me the moves that a Pokemon can learn, because apparently it shows the entire moves list, if I'm not mistaken. When it shows me those moves, I would love for it to show me how the hell I get those moves, right? Currently, if I want to breed something and I want to figure out how it gets this egg move, I go to handydanny, crb.net, because Joe has everything sorted out in a way, right? That if I want, and this is all fake, right? Let's say I want close combat on Lucario. Obviously, it learns close combat. But I would breed it with a Hitmonlee, and and then I get it. That's obviously a fake scenario, but I'm just letting you know. So I would love them to have something like that, because I think that would also help people in a sense, and get people to understand, like, oh, okay, this is how you get this. Because I get comments all the time, how do you get high jump kick on Cinderace and things like that. And obviously people don't always know about the resources they can use. That's why they watch YouTube videos and figure things out. But let's keep going. Pokemon storage and transfer. This works on both of them, and it works on basic and premium. Pokemon can be stored in these games just like in Pokemon Bank. This can be done even without a subscription. This allows for you to move Pokemon between games at will. When it says even without a subscription, he's talking about a Nintendo's online subscription. So you don't need a Nintendo online subscription to use Pokemon Bank. He actually talked about it here. You do not need Nintendo Switch Online to access home features on the Nintendo Switch version. There are two ways to connect to Bank. First, it's simply having it connected to a Nintendo Network ID that is connected to your Nintendo account. This also allows you to transfer all Pokemon from Bank to Home at once. The second is using a password issued in Pokemon Home. If you then enter it in Bank, it will connect the two so you can transfer. This allows you to transfer Pokemon box by box. And I think that was something that was said like on the Japanese site that talked about like you don't need to have online to do it. But anyway, you can move Pokemon between Let's Go, Pikachu and Eevee, but once they're added to Sword and Shield, they cannot return. Obviously, once a Pokemon is transferred to Pokemon Bank or Pokemon Go, it cannot be placed back in those apps. Yep. Pokemon Bank transfer requires premium subscription. You can transfer from Bank using both Nintendo Switch and mobile, Go only on mobile, and obviously, and Let's Go, Sword and Shield only on Switch. Storage comes at 30 Pokemon for basic players and 6,000 for... Yo, man, that just number difference is so crazy. I really do, like I said, and again, that's my biggest issue. I really do wish that they had a separate plan for those that just want to transfer their Pokemon from Bank and whatnot. And that's it, and just have their Pokemon there and have it be less. Because I do think that... I don't see the reason not to do that, I don't. When you go to one of those sites, they usually have like a basic, an upgraded, and a premium subscription service. They have like 3 different things, and obviously they give you all different things. But like they what if they don't want everything, right? But again, I'm not like mad. I'm just like, I understand why. So Friend Trade is a mobile version only, and basically Friend Trade allows for you to trade Pokemon with other users that you have become friends with on Pokemon Home. So I think that's pretty cool. That I can trade with just using my phone. We all have. For the most part, we all have smartphones now. Obviously, not everybody is as that's a very privileged thing to say. I take that back. But a lot of people have smartphones now, right? So I do like the fact that I can open up my app, right? Pokemon Showdown should have an app, but I can open up my app and I can trade with somebody via just like clicking, right clicking on my. They have Passimian for Aaron Guru. Who the hell is trading away Passimian, bro? If you're playing singles, take that back. But then again, they might be playing VGC, so whatever. They're trading Passimian for Aaron Guru, and I'm able to just trade with friends that I have. So I think that's a really cool thing. I hope it's not like friends like on Pokemon Go where you have to have like a specific what is it like. If you have like specific, I don't know if they upgraded it because I haven't played it in a long time, but I know you used to have like some friend points or whatever, or something to be able to trade or do things. But either way, I think this is a pretty cool thing, and I like this a lot. I like this a lot. It makes trading easier. I don't have to have my Switch with me. I don't have to do certain things. I like being able to do this at the palm of my hand. The GTS, oh my god, this brings back so many memories, guys. So this is also on the mobile version only? Wow. Okay, the GTS makes a return in Pokemon Home app. For no cost, you have the ability to search and trade for any Pokemon with players that meet your criteria, even if you haven't registered them in your game's national Pokedex. Basic players can deposit 1 Pokemon at a time, while premium players can deposit 3 Pokemon at a time. Let me tell you about the GTS, the wonders of the GTS. It is Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. You have just found out about the GTS, a way that you can search up Pokemon by putting in their names and also put up your Pokemon. You are looking for, you have a Rattata, you just started your game, or not Rattata, okay, whatever, you have a Rattata, you just started your game, and maybe you need a Rattata, right? You just started your game and you need a Rattata. You have searched up Rattata and you see someone has a Rattata right there. You click on them, and the criteria for getting this Rattata is a level 100 Palkia. Yo, the GTS was fire back in the day, man. I remember people trading away Bidooфs for Darkrai's. Like, what are you doing, man? People were actually absolutely insane. But I had so much fun on the GTS, and it did. Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum were some of the first Pokedexes I ever actually completed legitimately, like 100%. Went to Toys R Us events as well, or did stuff at GTS too. It brings back so many good memories, man. I started my channel back during Platinum, so it's so cool. Like that, it brings back so many good memories. So I love the GTS, and I'm glad that people that may not have been able to experience it get to experience it. It's cool that it's on the phone because again, it becomes way easier, and obviously they appear there, and then I'll be able to use that later. So those that want to obviously fill out the Pokedex, cool way to have it. I like it. Wonder Box is a mobile thing too. The Wonder Box acts like Wonder Trade and allows for you to put your Pokemon in your box and trade around the world. You will not know what you get, and they'll even be tradable without the app. Basic players can deposit 3 Pokemon into Wonder Trades at the time, while premium players can deposit 10. Hey man, 3 is fine too. Bro, that'd be funny, man. I might just do that when I'm bored, just walking home, open up my phone and just put 3 Pokemon and see what the hell I get, to see what I actually end up getting. I think that's a really fun little pastime, like a little lottery of sorts. So I'm glad that this is returning as well. I mean, we already have surprise trade, but I'm glad that you can do it with multiple Pokemon too. And room trade. The room trade feature is a feature that lets you and other players come into a room in order to trade Pokemon at random. Basic players can participate in room trades, but only premium can host them. Interesting. So looking at this image, it looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a bunch of people here, and I guess you can just randomly click trade. Who the hell is trying to trade a Caterpie when you see these This dude has a Buzzwole. Bro, you're getting cheated. Get out of there. And this looks like a Mega Venusaur or a regular Venusaur. Bro, you two are getting cheated. Get out of there. Get out of there right now. But I love how you see like the trainer from Black and White. You see Dawn as well. You see my boy from Emerald, Ruby Sapphire, May. That's so cool. So I love that. And I guess that's just showing either you're able to pick your sprite or that's where the game was. That's where you got the Pokemon from. So I do think that's... Wait, how the hell do you have Buzzwole in Black? Okay, whatever. Mystery gift in the mobile version. So I mean, again, you only have to pay for one and you get it on both. So I guess that's fine. Either way, as long as you connect the same Nintendo account, so that's completely fine. They're really pushing mobile here. In the mobile version, you will have the ability to receive mystery gifts. This can allow for you to receive gifts either locally or by code. If it's a Pokemon gift, the Pokemon will be received directly into your box and home. However, you may also receive items through the app. They are displayed as a serial code for redeeming in the main series Pokemon game. So that's cool. I think that's cool too. The Judge feature. If you have a premium version of the game, you'll be able to look at the IVs of your Pokemon. This allows you to search through your Pokemon and see their IVs, especially useful for trading features. Sure. However, I'm not a big fan of the Judge feature yet, because I do think that you just need to upgrade it to look exactly like Pokemon Showdown. Show me the number 31, right? Show me the number 30. Show me the number 29. Now, granted, best always means 31, and for the most part, you do want best on all your good stats. But I do wish that that was something that was upgraded. Who the hell uses Home Claws / Shadow Claw Charm? Level 50. What are you doing with this Mimikyu? Love how Mimikyu looks though. And then Your Room. Your Room feature allows you to check various features. You have the ability to check the news. What? Like the news? Like Hey Siri type of news? Nobody talking to you, Siri. Edit your profile, which includes things like your visible avatar and even complete challenges. When you complete challenges, you receive stickers. Okay, cool. Battle data. The battle data feature will allow for you to check data for ranked battles and online competitions, Sword and Shield, as well as the data of the rankings of Pokemon being used in them, as well as checking battle records of various trainers. I think that's a pretty cool feature too. It's basically showing you usage and whatnot too, and I think that's a very valuable tool in building. So I like that as well. Pokemon Home Points, and this is a big one too. Pokemon Home allows for you to accumulate home points as you put various Pokemon in. With this, you can then transfer those home points into battle points in the main game at a rate of 30 home points for 1 BP. Okay, how much is each Pokemon worth though? That's very important, because it is very hard to get battle points, and you do need battle points to use competitive stuff in the game. Overall, I'm a fan of a lot of these features, and I do wish the judge feature, and this is something in the game itself that I wish was updated too, but I'm a fan of a lot of these features, and I do like that a lot of them are mobile friendly as well, and the fact that I can just connect it as long as they're on the same account is completely fine with me. I don't have to pay for... Do I have to pay for both? I'm assuming I don't have to pay for both, right? Do I actually have to pay for both? Okay, it's confirmed that if you have premium plan on Nintendo Switch, you have it on mobile and vice versa. The apps are connected to the same Nintendo account. Perfect. Okay, cool. So I don't have to pay for both. I pay for one. So that's cool. And transferring Pokemon. Pokemon Home can connect with Pokemon Sword and Shield in the Nintendo Switch version. Once connected, you have the ability to move Pokemon between Home and Sword and Shield with no restrictions. So again, that's how we'll get the... obviously, that's limited to the Dex itself. But that's how we'll be getting, our abilities on certain Pokemon or moves on certain Pokemon. You can connect it with Let's Go Pikachu. And once done, I'm going to send all my Pokemon. Let's Go. They will return. Yeah, we already know that. Pokemon Bank. I miss Bank. Alternative Nintendo ID. So this is a big one, like I said. Like the first has... Pokemon Home can connect with Pokemon Bank in either Nintendo Switch or mobile versions. This can be done in 2 different ways. The first, you have to create a passcode in Pokemon Home and then enter the code in the Pokemon Bank. When you do, the other games will then be linked and you can transfer Pokemon at a time from Pokemon Bank into Pokemon Home. Alternatively, if the Nintendo Network ID the Pokemon Bank is set up on is connected to the Nintendo account used for Pokemon Home, you have to receive the option to transfer the Pokemon entirely from Pokemon Bank to Pokemon Home. It cannot be returned to Pokemon Bank. Versions exclusive. Obviously, this is going to be mobile. But yeah. Overall, I like that Pokemon Home's coming out. I'm hoping that we're going to be getting some, Gmax events with it, and the ones I'm hoping most for, and maybe they'll just give it to us with the DLC. But no. Obviously, Cinderace, so we can get Libero, Inteleon, and my boy Rillaboom. So I'm hoping we get that as well with the Gmaxes. So that'll be fun to use, and can't wait to use Libero, Cinderace. That's gonna be crazy. I wish I could use it in WB. But overall, I like Pokemon Home. I don't think it's that expensive, but I do, again, see where people are coming from, that I wish there was a separate option for those that just want to transfer and don't care about the other features. And I think that's a very fair thing to say. But you guys can let me know your thoughts, how you think the metagame is going to change. Once Pokemon Home actually comes out, I'll probably be doing like a revamp and talking about what Pokemon have actually changed and what things I think will be better for certain Pokemon itself. But again, thank you everybody for watching. I will see you guys next time. And yeah. Goodbye, my friends.